a man breathe and just hush so my mind could just cease, so my mind don't erupt. At times I feel I can't get enough, but I sip a double cup and I spin a couple bucks. Sending out some love to my blood, to my girl, to my buds, to the homie up above. And no more time for bigging up to these fakes who ain't around when the time's getting rough.
6 million ways to die, so I spit into this truth when I pray for lies. Everybody wanna talk, but all I hear is lies. Everybody been fake, all I see in their eyes. 6 million ways to die, so I spit into this truth when I pray for lies. Everybody wanna talk, but all I hear is lies. Everybody been fake, all I see in their eyes.
Welcome back. It's been a very long time actually. I think it's probably the longest that we've had. We're in beautiful Andorra. It's sunny and lovely outside, as you can see. And you're watching, what are we gonna do, a Classics debrief vid?
Yeah.
Classics debrief, and we're also answering some questions you have about the spring. I hope you liked the intro, by the way. That's it's a new collaboration that we have with our friend Ansel from, I think he's from the US. Anyway, I'll link him down in the bio. And yeah, you can check out his stuff, pretty cool.
He makes super hype reels.
Yeah, super hype reels for the boys.
Won't disrespect, so I disregard fools. All of them be facades. And they're still in the streets and they're writing statements. Oh my lord, there's rats at large. I copped it soft, but I turned it hard. Like how your girl gets me after dark. None of my peers got applied, no pressure. VIO, then I'm on that bar. Disrespect, so I disregard fools. All of them be facades. And they're still in the streets and they're writing statements. Oh my lord, there's rats at large. I copped it soft, but I turned it hard. Like how your girl gets me after dark. None of my peers got applied, no pressure. VIO, then I'm on that bar. Could've went home, but I stayed OT. He could've turned pack, but I bent my shank. They phone my phone when they know I've read. Just give me a few days, I'm out this pack. How you gonna touch little bro, not leave? Like he won't come back on blatant gas. I could've got put handcuffed on scene, but I'm taking chase and losing track. How many times have you been got and you ain't gonna get back either? They only got chat like Beaver. They got no pool like Lever. One pulled for 6 on 3, now I'm talking the town like Marks. I'm uptown with a C1, got a thing in that back, but I ain't on taking chance. I ain't on taking chance. Cashman coming up betting shops, won't bet, really know I can rip his top. Why you think Donny said we got no prop? You know hot if it get.
Yeah, spring was good. It was a long, very long spring. I mean, I started in Paris, then San Remo, then De Panne, E3, Ghent Wevelgem, then Dwars-door-Vlaanderen, big dub from Nielsen there. And then, where'd we go? Flanders. Big day out. Big day in the hospital for me. And then bit of time at home, had like 4 days at home, and then I went back for the Ardennes. I did Amstel, I did Brabant, Amstel, Flèche, Liège. So it was probably my biggest spring ever actually. But super successful, I would say. I think in general, it's probably the best spring that we've had since Bettiol won Flanders. I mean, podium in a monument, win in Dwars-door, podium in De Panne with our crazy sprinter from Estonia. So yeah, I think it was a good spring, and I actually have some questions from the poll that you guys might want to hear the answers to, and yeah.
All right, we got the viewer questions here. How did you enjoy Belgium Classics?
Well, I love the Belgian Classics. Love the Belgian Classics.
I'm just gonna ask my own question. Which is your favorite classic out of the Belgium Classics?
E3, new favorite. E3 for the Flemish, Liège for the Ardennes.
Power data. We'll cut in.
Yeah,
there.
we're gonna cut into that. Got some San Remo data here. When Poggy went, it's already 5 minutes at 507 after about 6 hours and something minutes of racing. The calculation to follow Poggy for me was 5 minutes 500, one 10-second sprint at about 1,000, 1 minute at 700, and then settle back into 500 for another 4 minutes. And that would have been what I had to do to follow Poggy. So at the moment, undoable. E3, super hard race. 347 TSS in 4 hours, 45 minutes. Do a little analysis for you on the laps. So this doesn't include neutral. The race was 4 hours, 36 minutes, 362 watts normalized, 307 average, 162 beats a minute average. So that's a pretty hard race. Then you have 1 day to recover. I did 50K an hour and a half. And then another 366 TSS day in Camp Wevelgem. Then 2 days, then Dwarsdor, also another tough race, 4 hours 10, 283 average. That wasn't as hard, but I mean, I also rolled to the finish after I got caught up behind the crash, so we won't count that. 1, 2, 3, and then Doronda was also a solid day until I crashed. Still did 2,000, yeah, it was, 2,500 kilocalories before I crashed. Okay, then after that, you have a few days off. One hard day. I did a heat block in between here because I did the altitude really early on. So I did February altitude, 5 weeks. And really, I'm on the come down the whole time since then. So what we did was a little heat block to simulate what altitude can do for your physiology. So we do a really acute heat block, 7 days, sauna, hot bath, to try and boost the blood plasma. So I did that every day in towards Brabant's, Amstel, and even in between Amstel and Flesh and Liège, I was doing sauna in those days.
Hectic.
So yeah, Liège, Bastogne-Liège, 403 TSS. Let's have a look at the actual lap. Not even the hardest Liège I've done, funnily enough. Not sure how. 6 hours, 338 normalized, 270 average, 148 average heart rate, 90 cadence. Pretty good average.
Happy days.
Not bad. Yeah, someone did ask me how much power I did for the first few minutes of Laradoo. I think I was doing about 600. So for the people that, I saw a lot of comments actually saying nobody even tried to follow Pogacar. Those guys, when I peeled off, Nielsen would have already been riding at well over 500 watts. So
for a couple minutes.
Yeah, so I don't really, this thing about no one even tries, everyone races for second. No one can follow, people try and they blow up. So yeah, what do you want them to do? Anyway, that's a quick rundown of the data of the classics.
What was your team role or job for each race, whether it's Flanders or
All right,
Roubaix, I guess?
let's start in San Remo. Bring the leaders into Cipressa top 10. Once I'm in Cipressa, race for myself. If it all comes back together, lead out into Poggio. Ticked all of those. Mm-hmm. What was next? Depana.
Yeah.
Help our sprinter as much as possible. Drop him off into the dangerous area and wave goodbye. He was on the podium there. E3, my job was basically stay with the front and race on Nielsen and follow moves and basically 1-2. And then actually in the end, all the groups that I was away with came back together for a sprint and we rode for Albanese. Dwarsdor, same thing. Get the boys and myself into the bottom of the crucial climb and then race. And yeah, I was racing behind in the group. Unfortunately, I crashed before the last climb of the day, so I wasn't in the front anymore. Well, I did crash, I was held up in a crash. Nielsen won, really good vibes. Wevelgem, be in the first echelon, then follow moves. Last time Kemmelberg, position our boys, and then do the lead out for the sprint with Mattis. Did that, sprint didn't really work out too well then. Flanders, yeah.
Flicks his elbows every time he gets out the saddle, just out of habit, just quietly.
Be with the boys. Yeah, do the positioning where I was supposed to and then not crash, and then I crashed, and that's about it. Mm-hmm. Then missed Roubaix.
Ansel?
Ansel was great. We rode incredibly well as a team. I think it showed. And my job was basically go until the winning move went and launch the boys, and that happened about 50k to go. So that was good. And then Liège, yeah, protect the guys and be first into La Redoute, and that was it.
And then say ciao.
Yeah. And yeah, so all these points, like really crucial points, I have written down in my notes for the night before. And I would say I was able to tick off like 90% of them. So good strike rate.
Do you train hard in between back-to-back weekend races?
This is actually a really good question. Not really. And they're not really back-to-back weekends because you also race on the Wednesday in a lot of the spring classics. So yeah, I'll open up Training Peaks and you can have a look. For the people asking in between the races, you can see on here, San Remo, 1, 2, 3, and then Depana already starts. One day, E3 starts. One day, Wevelgem starts. So really, you're not like, once Paris-Nice is done, it's over. Like you're not training anymore. You're not getting any better. You're resting, and whatever level you enter San Remo with is pretty much the level that you have until the end of Roubaix, if you're a classics rider, or the end of the Ardennes. So,
Alex Kirsch, most annoying rider.
Kirsch, between you and me, I think it's probably between you and me for that one. I think I'm probably pretty high up on that list after causing that massive crash in Flanders unintentionally. But speaking of, we've got a ripped jersey giveaway to do. I'll get it out later and you can see, but maybe what should they leave a comment about? Tell me what you would do with a ripped bloody jersey in your house.
Yeah.
Maybe you can frame it and put it on the ceiling. Or here we are. Present you with the jersey that you can win, still with numbers intact and half the chamois hanging off the arse. So, yeah,
and you know what's crazy? A lot of old guys in Belgium pay a lot of money for that.
They would love it.
But you can win it.
There's still like bits of blood and like snot and stuff on there. I think it could really go well.
Yeah.
So anyway, drop us a comment about that and you can win this bad boy.
Sweet. All right, back to it. Serious business. At what point were you most effed, excluding every Pogi and MVDP attack?
I think, yeah, I mean, that's every race though. Like, that's like saying when were you the most following a move or not. Like, every time a breakaway goes, it's with them. So probably I'm gonna say Milan San Remo. And when Poggi attacked, I was maybe like 5th or 6th wheel on Cipressa, and I didn't even think about following.
Yeah, you can see him. He's just hanging there in the back. Deronda crash. What happened?
Oh, Deronda crash. So we're coming into like the crucial crunch point of the race, going down the N60. I'm pretty sure it's the N60. Right-hand corner, and then straight up into like the chaos of the race. So we're going into like the most crucial point of the race after the first time Clermont. Flying downhill, we're going 75k an hour. I was on Pollett's hip on the very edge of the road. And basically I got a little bit of squeeze from the side and I went into the gutter, and the gutter was about this wide. And I went into the gutter, still riding, and then the gutter basically just stopped and there was a lip back onto the road about this high, and my front wheel just caught the lip and then just went like that and hit the ground at 75k an hour.
And crashed all the big guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
You almost ruined Matthew's spring, man.
It wasn't my finest moment, but also had someone else been in that situation, same crash would have happened.
Exactly. So strong this spring. Perception or reality? Upper level, or we just saw more HS driver?
Definitely upper level. This was my most consistent spring and highest level this spring. I think 50-50. It was my first ever winter altitude camp, or like pre-season altitude camp. Absolutely battling up in Bordes. And secondly, I took a lot of confidence out of the Vuelta, Luxembourg and Worlds last year, and gave me a bit of a mental edge that like I can really race finals.
Have you mastered the espresso yet? That's still up for debate.
No,
I would say.
I have not mastered it, and I probably never will. I feel like it's a bit like golf. You're always bad at it and someone's always better.
Do you have aspirations to race for yourself in the future rather than in service of others?
Yes and no. In certain aspects, I really like racing for myself, like in Luxembourg last year, and yeah, I think I can race finals and do some really good results for myself, but also I feel like I have somewhat of a gift with helping others and doing positioning, and yeah, I guess I have a purpose in that. And actually that's what I'm signed to do, so
True.
yes and no.
How do you feel that much recover and go again?
Well, you answered your own question then. The fueling is what recovers and helps you go again. So yeah, we'll dive into that. Okay, maybe I'll start off. Everybody in the team has a dietitian. So everybody can choose how they want to work with their dietitian. I don't fill in everything. All I fill in is my carbs for the day. So the morning of San Remo, for example, you can see 271 grams of carbs I ate, 25 grams of protein and 23 grams of fat. So nothing crazy. Then San Remo, then I have like my tart cherry for recovery, and all of this is kind of meaningless because I didn't really track it afterwards. So there you get an idea, 271 grams of carbs. Then let's compare that with Doronda. I only ate 224 the morning of Doronda. I think like, probably I just couldn't fit it in. Like, it's not an exact science. You eat as much as you can, but you also don't want to be barfing up food in the race. So yeah, there's a deficit of 50 there compared to San Remo, but also I probably just ate a banana on the bus and then, you know, within 10 grams of carbs. But then we go back, Amstel, I had 225, Liège-Bastogne-Liège, 272 grams. So I ate really well, and you can see also the day before, I did a really easy ride and I still ate 772 grams of carbs on an easy day. So yeah, we're just absolutely nailing the carbs right now. But that's all there is to it, is I track my carbs so that I get the absolute minimum that I need, and I also know the maximum ceiling that I have, and then the protein and the fat and everything else, the calories, I just eat on my own hunger. So that's what works best for me. No, man. The Takis aren't on there, but I don't log them.
Best breakfast between Feb and April?
Definitely an Owen Blandy cook, for sure. Blandy just knows what to cook you. Like, he's the guy that he cooks you exactly what you feel like the day after a race, but without you even like telling him.
Most hated rider in riders in the Belge Spring Classics Pello.
People have like this assumption that guys that are nice when they get interviewed and have like a nice personality are not nice on the bike. None of us are nice on the bike, and that's all why we're doing our job. Like, I give someone a shoulder, I'm not an asshole, but they do the same to me. They're not an asshole. Everyone's just doing their job.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get a yellow card. You should be careful, Caden.
Which non-EF Neos impress you in the bunch? Or, I mean, EF Neos, because you've got a couple that are pretty handy.
Best EF Neo, Colby. Incredible performance in Flanders. Seriously impressive.
And Roubaix as well, just dropped in there.
Yeah, first two races, 2 monuments out the gates. That's incredible. And what's his name?
Brennan, B-Dog.
Yeah.
B-Dog Brennan.
Most impressive non-EF rider, Matt Brennan.
Yeah.
Chapeau.
I think that's pretty fair. Pros strength training. As you can see, Harry always up in the gym, working on the fitness.
I'm actually not. I think I have like that genetic thing that Robert Forsterman has. I just can't go in the gym, I get too bulk.
Yeah. It's like this one time when you came back to Oz and you decided to start going to the boxing gym and you just put on
Yeah, I
bulk.
was 79 kilos in like 3 weeks.
Full spec of the car, how to get your rocket dialed in. Harry can't answer that one. And best meals to eat after a long ride.
Full spec of the car.
All right.
At the moment, it's a 2023 GR Yaris. Has an Venturi intake, a HJS downpipe, a HKS premium exhaust. It has a seat lowering kit, braided brake lines, and I think that's it. It doesn't have good tyres on because it's winter, kind of still, and it's about to get a tune. It should make about 340. Oh, and it needs a K shifter as well.
What do you, as a pro racer and the rest of the peloton, think about the crazy domination of Tade?
I think it's incredible. I think he's genuinely like one of the most talented, genetically and mentally talented riders that we'll ever see until I die, and then maybe people after that might see more, but like, oh, he's just insane. Mm-hmm. Also a super nice guy. Yeah. Great guy to have beers with. Yeah, there you go, my program. From now, Sierra Nevada altitude, Tour de Suisse, Andorra altitude, Tour de France.
Locked in. Lock in for the big one in July. Can you take us through how scary the run-ins for these pivotal sections are? It must be terrifying.
Yeah, it's really hard to describe. I think next time you're driving 75k an hour, think about jumping out of the car, and that's the consequence of crashing, plus more, because there's people hitting you behind. But more than that, you can't really think about it. The moment that you think about it and get scared, race over, completely done. So I think that's why positioning is so important these days. But yeah, I mean, the best description I can give of it is you can't move to the left, you can't move to the right because there's handlebars just here. You can't hit the brakes, you can't accelerate because there's wheels in front and behind. You're going around corners and you have to predict people's movements, and pretty much at any point there's someone like me in Flanders on the very edge of the road. And yeah, it's hard to really grasp, but I would say the Netflix Unchained thing, it did an incredible job of showing what it's really like in the bunch. I think a lot of people thought it was sensationalized, but yeah, I think that it did an amazing job. And yeah, if you really think about it, it's terrifying, but in the moment, it's just like this, blinders on, and don't think or see about anything else but what your job is.
Yeah, that's a wrap.
Maybe, yeah, drop us a comment, try and win the Destroyed Flanders jersey, and stay tuned because we've got a few sharing a brews and a cooking video coming up, so hit me in the comments.